It'll start recording once it goes live. It's live now. So we're just gonna you and I are the only ones in the room.
I'm aware of that
Well, how would I know you're aware?
because I can see who on there.
Well, that don't mean you can see who's in the room.
Okay.
That,
Let me see. Where is it, partial?
huh? I think you got a note from Letitia saying she wasn't gonna be here.
Possibly, yeah. We all got it.
Well, I do have everything here. I mean, I'll go a few minutes after.
Yeah, we can wait a couple minutes, but let's. I'm trying to get the agenda pulled up so I can follow it. Although it really
Mhm.
don't matter because you got it, but
Well, you already. Yeah, I got the agenda sitting right here. You know how people conduct business by the times they appear in meetings.
good evening, Kayla. How you doing today?
See, we all appeared right when we supposed to, and everybody else gonna drag in here sooner or later. But ain't nobody here yet,
Mm-hmm.
but us three.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad I really did give you some good training, so you good to go. You was on time today, Darren.
You talking to Kayla? I keep telling you the same thing over and over. I'm 50, and I know you ain't talking to me.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Prude. I ain't talking to you.
Okay.
Not today.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, Kayla, how you doing today? Yeah, you're on. I think you muted.
You doing sign language or something?
Look, I guess so. I'm trying to learn a new skill, learn something else, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mhm.
what I need.
You doing
Try.
okay?
I am. Thank you.
That's good.
I am trying to make it hotter thing to record.
It's only 7:02.
So let me ask this question: of a board of 7 people, what is the quorum number? It's got to be an odd number. So it looked like 3 would be the odd number because you got to
Yep,
have somebody to break a tie if it was a vote, right?
correct.
So it either be 3 or 5 would have to be the quorum, you
Correct.
know. But anyhow, I just throwing it out there. Um, yeah.
In addition to that, as you already know, the the chairman never votes unless there's a need for a tiebreaker.
So
So it doesn't matter if you got an odd or even number. I know
that
y'all,
the last part didn't even register right
huh?
because it mattered.
You didn't. Did you hear what I mentioned to you?
Yeah.
What
You
was
said it
that?
didn't matter if you had an odd or even number because the chairman is the tie-breaking vote. Hey,
You,
please turn that off.
you,
Please turn that off. I done already told you about that. Next, you're gonna come in here with the hat and what you call it. Come on, man.
you can break
Come
you
on,
can break
man.
a tie.
Come on,
You can
man.
break a
I'm
tie
trying to
with
be
one
focused.
argument. It doesn't matter.
My goodness.
You like that song, don't you?
And you
That
know I don't. And
that
you did
beat
a
takes
great
you back.
job the other day,
That
Kayla.
beat
Just
takes you back to Africa.
don't let them use you too much like that. But you did a great job. I was watching the whole show the other day. He wanted me to get on there and do it, but I told him you were the better guest
I did
because
not invite you to the show last night.
you were way more knowledgeable on the situation. I'm serious than I was, and I didn't even know about that advance directive till you said it. So it
Well,
was knowledgeable, and I'm glad that you took
Thank you.
that one for the team because I couldn't do it.
you,
Thank,
you go ahead,
no, I just said thank you.
huh?
Yeah.
Don't thank him.
You know what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to give you some affirmation,
He
encouragement, because
needs
I
to
know
learn.
Mr. Smith been acting a fool for the whole week, so I'm trying to give you some. I'm trying to be the good cop. He's the bad one for sure.
No,
Yeah.
he's been a great cop this week. Been a great cop.
Oh
Yeah.
Hey.
He's been a great cop.
That's good to
What
hear.
up, Sugar Ray?
What's going on, everybody?
All right. We're waiting on at least one more, which I'll give him a couple more minutes. So do y'all know your buddy rescinded that order for I guess it was on social programs, saying that he was not going to fund social programs for any city or state. So people that were on like the, I don't even know what they call it, debit card for food, they were not going to get
Meals on Wheels and stuff like that.
Populated with funds for another quarter or something.
Well, you voted for him, so you're gonna get what you get.
Oh no!
You voted for him, so
him.
you're gonna get what you get.
I did not vote for that individual.
I hope he give you everything you asked. I hope he give you everything you want.
Voting for certain people just out of the question, and some people know this without question. Right? Where's the puppy? I understand Kayla got her a new puppy.
No, Kayla did not get her a puppy. Kayla's father and Kayla's children got a puppy. The puppy is residing upstairs at the primary at the moment.
Chilling.
Chilling, destroying things, one or the other, you know. It just depends on her mood at the time. Oh, she don't destroy my things, so I don't care.
Huh?
She doesn't destroy my stuff, so I don't care.
I was playing this song a minute ago, and I was getting a rating on it. So you give me like 4, 3, 1 being the worst, and 3 being the greatest song. So what y'all think? Y'all don't like the song? It's getting ready to start over.
It reminds me of like
going to sleep.
Sure.
No. All right. So
I don't see my. I'm trying to find my screen with the the video, the picture.
I'm gonna go ahead and say let's go ahead and begin, because I don't want to waste nobody's time, and I ain't never wanted to do that. And if people are not here and they're 8 minutes late, they may not be planning on coming, or they're having some type of problem. So at 7:09, I'd like to declare the Helen's Project board meeting open, and I would like to ask our second vice president to give us a roll call.
All right, roll call officers. President,
Present.
Mr. Smith. First vice president, Miss Erica.
Absent.
Second vice president, Mr. Prue here. Treasurer.
Vacant.
Okay. Secretary.
Vacant.
I thought the cat was the secretary, or somebody, whoever that person was last time was the secretary.
Oh, I just had her come in to help us.
Oh, that one day, Ethan, right?
Yeah, Ethan.
Okay,
but
yeah.
We have an AI that's recording the notes right now.
Okay, cool. The parliamentarian.
Absent.
Client advocacy.
Do we still use that?
No.
That's void. We don't have that one anymore.
Is there any clinical compliance? No. Okay.
We don't have that either, right?
Okay, and
no,
then
that's
marketing.
absent.
Marketing and Sugar Ray's on the line. That's a roll call officers, Mr. Smith.
Okay. With that, we've had the minutes from our last meeting, which we were there last meeting, so we don't have to redo the minutes and go over that. So we'll say that they are approved. unless y'all have anything that you want to object to in the minutes from the last meeting.
Well,
let me.
so just so you make it formal, if you want, I'll go ahead and move that we accept the minutes from the last board meeting with any necessary corrections and store them in the archives.
Okay. It's been moved that we accept the minutes from the last formal communication and move them to the archives. Can I get a second on the motion?
Second.
And the CEO can't vote, she's just a member, just present. So Sugar Ray, you got me?
There you go.
Okay, it's been moved by Darren Pruden, second by Mr. Sugar Ray. All right, approval of treasury report. We have no treasury report. Committee reports. There are three things distinctly happened this cycle. Tisha is here. Hey, Tish, how are you? We've gotten started already, so we just did the roll call, and Tish is here, so I'll put that in. Remember.
How do I get mine?
Well, basically, right now we're at the committee reports, so we want to start with your committee, Darren. You were talking about the popcorn stuff for you picked a month already, right?
So you want to hand it to me?
No, I want you.
I can't see you all because my screen. I lost my but I can hear you.
Okay, what did you want to do with the popcorn sale?
So we had a fundraising and a planning meeting last week with myself, Erica, and Kat. I think Kathleen, and we discussed it, and we're gonna propose it and bring it back up for in May during Mental Health Awareness Week. But we're gonna have another meeting in March. Kind of got a little plan together that she's gonna work on marketing, and even ourselves, we're gonna work on sharing Helen's project and kind of getting a little awareness out there on our own social media platforms. And then that way, when we actually launch the popcorn fundraiser, people haven't seen us for the first time. They kind of know what it is. So we kind of got going to go on a little tour for a month or two and kind of like start sharing Helen Project stuff on our social media page. But we're looking at having a popcorn fundraiser in May during Mental Health Awareness Month.
Okay, and is that going to be in person or is it going to be virtual or?
No, it's the Double Good. You'll get more on it, but it's the Double Good popcorn. I don't know if any of you all are familiar with it. I know you are, but you're asking me the question. So it's a virtual where we basically just set up the store and share the link, and we get half the proceeds. Whatever, if you sell $1,000 worth of popcorn, you get 500, so on and so forth. So they split it 50-50 down the middle, the Double Good popcorn. It's going to be written up. You're going to have the details of it before we launch it. So probably at our next board meeting before that May 1, you're going to get all the details of it. But it's the Double Good popcorn fire. We actually have one for our organization launching tomorrow it's 4 days. So Double Good popcorn goes for 4 days. And you basically, it's real easy. Set up the store. You create a link. And the only thing is for this, probably Kayla, you would have to set the link up because you have to attach some type of bank account for them to deposit the money in. Like once the sale is over and they split it, they deposit it into an account. But that's the only thing. Like for my organization, they set it up in Fort Worth and then they just gave us the link so that when we sign up, we put the code in and it automatically matches it up. So once you set up the initial one, once we get to that point, then we all share the same link, basically. And it'll at the end of the popcorn fundraiser, basically they'll give you half of the money. Helen's Project half the money.
I have one other question. I know you've been looking at popcorn and focused on popcorn, but what do y'all think about those candy bars, those that we used to get in school?
That's physical.
Oh.
That's physical, and you can only reach where you're at.
You have to physically have those.
You got to physically have them. You got to. If you don't sell them, then you eat them. And the popcorn fundraiser, no skin in the game, and it's based off of your network. So, I mean, if you got even 10 friends that'll share it, and and so on and so forth, you can make some money. I seen one of our districts make $3,000, so they probably sold 6, but they made $3,000 on it. So it just depends on how many people want to support at that time. But with it being around mental health awareness and all that and all things going on in the world, I don't think it's going to be the hardest thing. I mean, I got to be optimistic about it, right? And then the flip side is any dollar is more than the dollar you currently have, without doing anything. So, but the plan was to put the marketing out there and awareness for what Helen's Project is, because I mean, we know what it is, but not everybody does. So you kind of have like a month or two build up for it, and then launch it and see how it works.
So you're saying that we have to preload our constituents with Helen's Project name, so when we do come out with the popcorn, they'll already be familiar with who we are.
Yeah, like Kayla had one before where even if we we can't use the one in Dallas, that video you did that time, something like that. Just go on the YouTube video or the Instagram and find one that she's talking. Some of her YouTube videos, some of her Instagram videos, just start sharing them to your page, and then to your personal page, because that's where you got all your friends list at, and we'll see where we can connect with that, if it makes sense.
That's a very good point. You got a good point. Share them to your personal Facebook page, Instagram, and all that kind of stuff, and then you after you share it there, you still have. To me, I think you should go through your email list as well and send it out to those people too, because
you could definitely can do that.
That's kind of important, is that you send it out to them.
Not only that.
Just let me let y'all know, I just got this new phone. I don't know how to operate it, how to turn it off or nothing, but I'm trying to keep it from ringing.
Not only that, what my plan is to do is we'll draft up a letter that, once it's approved, that we can submit and basically just change the name of the organization. And for me, I'll send it to the different organizations, letting them know that we're doing it, and see what we get. They can read it as correspondence, and then a lot of my people are on my Facebook page, so they'll see the link and we'll just see what we get. I mean, put it like this: I support you. You'd be surprised that when somebody shares something that benefits something, people will donate. I I do it. Put it like that. I've seen people. Some guy was doing something for a football team up there in the Dallas Fort Worth area. And I donated, because they were trying to raise money for something, and I personally know the guy, so, and it's based off of social media. So that's why I'm thinking that if we have a little campaign where we start sharing this stuff, if we on the board, people ought to know what we involved in. Matter of fact, I would probably say that we need to change on our profiles, put board member Helen's Project, this, that, and the other, and then a link to the website. Because people nosy, so they will look.
I also think that social media is always a great marketing tool to use, and if it's being looked at by the people or just anybody looking at it. But I do think the people that are in your Rolodex are more prone to donate than random people on your social media. And the reason I say that is, if I send an email out to somebody and say, hey, could you please support this for me and on behalf of me, because I'm asking you to support it, you're going to send something. Most people are. But if I never contact my constituents in my Rolodex, and basically I'm saying my email files, then I'm really cutting my own throat, because that's 1,000 people that I'm not telling about Helen Project, when I could be telling them about Helen Project directly. And then at the same token, I'm posting this stuff on my social media and I'm talking to them too. So I'm opening up my market from every angle rather than just focused on social media. I think it's better. It's a better way to approach any concept that you're trying to reach, where you're trying to reach people. They should know.
It depends on your network, and you can do both. Let's just meet in the middle and do both. Let us that have a presence on social media that we think that we can get. We use
Right.
our platform, and you use your Rolodex, and we all get to the same point.
Well, I'm saying not only am I going to use my Rolodex,
I'd
using
like
my platform
to interject on this topic real quick because we spent 15 minutes on popcorn, and just state that both ideas are really good and great. We've done Double Good for 4 years now, so we have an account already. We kind of know the method and modality to like get people engaged and interesting who are our current people, that who continuously support us. So then you guys can go ahead and just like add and feed off of like the video and the content and stuff that we're creating from our existing page. You can like it, share it. And then our marketing team is really good about sending out content ahead of time that you can utilize. The other piece of that I was going to say is that we don't want to fully just be like, okay, well, we're doing this one fundraiser in May, right? People need mental health services year round. So it's important that we've got this going in May. Let's go. What else do we have? What do we have going in June? What do we have? Valentine's Day is coming up. Do we have anything that supports mental health on Valentine's Day? We have a lot of people that commit suicide around this time because they get broken up with. February 12th is the number one day. February 12th, February 13th, that's the number one day that people break up with their partners and they get back together on the 15th so they don't have to celebrate on the 14th. So like those types of things are happening within these months. So when we are creating these plans for fundraising, they need to be more than just, okay, Mental Health Awareness Month is in May. That's awesome. That's great. We know we're going to do Double Good. Double Good takes 4 days. We have a procedure to get that out. It's not going to take a lot of effort, but what else? What else can we do for the remainder of the year to plan ahead and to also just make sure that we're meeting those goals? Because like I continuously push to my team and to everyone else is our goal is to make mental health affordable and accessible. So if we're making it affordable and accessible, that has to be year round.
For instance, October is Suicide Prevention Month.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So each of these months probably got something tied to it. That's about mental health.
And what I would like to see too is I would like to see in marketing or in one of the departments, I would like you guys to put something together for providers, for therapists, because me and Tish can both agree we've had really hard weeks with some of the content that is being placed on our shoulders. And we know there's a lot of therapists out there that are experiencing the same. So yes, we're doing these things to raise funds for clients, but what if we do something that is for the providers who are also taking that burden on? So that's a fundraising thing that we could put out because it is different. And it is something that clients always ask, how can they help us? And ethically, they can't do anything for us.
Now, how feasible does it sound to do a meet and greet for social workers in the field that you guys are in?
It's completely feasible. And so I think that that's something definitely we can have like marketing work together on and put that together. It's completely feasible.
Because if social workers are starting to network and talk together, I mean, it's always a plus for the industry in my mind.
Yes, correct.
All right, so popcorn, that's your committee. Anything else on your committee there?
Nothing other than the fact that was just the initial conversation, the meeting that we had, and we're going to meet again next month. So hopefully by the next time we have a board meeting, we'll have some more ideas. However, we might have to also include some of the other board members on the committee. It's not a committee of one. You got a small board, so we might have to get a little more input, with fresh ideas, or just submit the ideas to the committee if you got an idea, and we'll put it together and see what works.
Okay. All right. So the other, we have two other committees that I'd like to ask for a report on. So the next one would be Mr. Sugar Ray. Do you have any information for us on the marketing issue?
I do. Can y'all come back to me?
He said if you could double back to him.
Okay, you want me to come back? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Tish. I know you submitted a report. Are you ready to just kind of discuss what you want to talk about on your report?
Sure. This is going to be short and sweet, guys, because I have no bandwidth left. So compared to last month, this month's turnover rate, Ashley, which is just a carryover from last month, she did leave in December, but she gave us her resignation in November. So her last day was the 19th. We did hire one person for the month of January. I'm sorry, one person left. Chris, his last day was the 8th. It was abrupt. Um, he gave a reason that he was going to finish schooling. I think that's what it was. But in hindsight, Chris was facing a write-up because he was very short-tempered with a client. So rather than to do that, he decided he would go ahead and voluntarily terminate. So we have 3 new people that are going to start. One of them has already started, Justin. He's in reception. He's absolutely doing a wonderful job. Yvonne starts 2-3. She is a therapist. She's an LMSW. She will come in at the contracted rate. You got something, Kayla?
I forgot about the other girl,
Oh,
the UR girl. I don't know her name.
Cass?
No, the other one that just started. She just started. She just started with Justin.
Is she here in the States?
No. No.
Joyce. Yes.
Yes. Forgot about Joyce. Joyce did start. Yeah. Look, they all running together right now.
So Joyce is a social worker as well?
No, Joyce is she's in UR. She's doing utilization review. She's verifying insurances. Justin is with reception. Yvonne is a social worker. She will be paid per client, just like the other social workers were paid. And we have Marla that is starting on 2-3. Both her and Yvonne are starting 2-3. And Marla is a contracted 1099 nurse practitioner. We are making sure that she has all of her onboarding done before she starts to see clients. We have her supervisor, so everything is good. Kayla, did we find the eScribe key, or did we still need to reach out to support to try to get that done?
No, we didn't reach out to them. I can't find that email.
Okay, I'll reach out to support in the morning. Okay. We have started a new process for onboarding. I submitted it to Thea, who took over for HR. And so our therapists are going to go through a week-long onboarding. We think that would be better for retention. They are going to meet with each department, starting with HR. And they're going to have designated times to meet with the department heads so that they get a better understanding of how each department works and how it all flows. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, they're going to be with me, and I'm going to be the one that is onboarding them to acclimating them to the clients, how to complete their sessions, what their calendar is going to look like. So they're going to meet with me the entire week. On Thursday, they're going to have a full day with me. So beginning to end, they're going to have a full day with me so they can ask any questions that they need. They're going to end their week back with HR and with marketing so that they can understand and ask any questions that they think they might have missed, and they can see the marketing side of it as far as the social media page. I will let all of y'all know, if y'all reach out to me through social media, you're not going to get me because I am not on any platforms anymore.
Okay. So, I know there was a change in your position.
Yes.
I see you got risk management, Tish, yes. Right? So can you talk about that a little?
So the restructuring came, as I mentioned, Thea is moving into the HR role so that we are starting to separate things because we think things were getting way too convoluted and everybody had their hands in everything. So we needed to make sure that we had designated people. So Thea is going to take over as far as human resources. I am stepping away from COO and moving into risk. I don't like people, so I can hide behind risk management. I can make sure that the policies are good. I can make sure that everything is running as it should. Kayla can tell you that when she says, I don't want to do this, I'm like, no, we don't do it. I don't care. So this is what policy says. So I am more of a person in that role, and I can kind of take a step back from overseeing the therapist and just really hone in on the things that we need to tighten up.
Mhm.
And so I think that'll be very beneficial. We moved Noel. He is over reception now. Noel is very thorough, so he is our go-to for reception. Kath is,
Is he the nurse? Or is
No.
that's another person?
No,
Joel is the nurse. Okay.
yeah. Marla is our nurse. Kat, we got Kat, who's moving from reception to marketing. I think she'll be a very good asset because right now it's only Janelle, right? Or Jayla.
Yeah, so Kat has been helping in marketing for the past few months, and so now we just made a formal transition that she's no longer in reception and she's solely in marketing.
Oh, wait, marketing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then we have Ethan. Ethan is over billing. Ethan is very thorough. Ethan is very good with billing. We have to kind of rein her in a little bit, but I think she's going to be absolutely wonderful. And we have Cass, who is over going to be over UR or utilization review. And I don't know if you've noticed, Kayla, but she's doing a wonderful job.
So explain utilization review. What is that?
Oh, real quick before she does that, just to on this restructured part, we also have Chanel from HMM CPA, who is our primary accounting and bookkeeping person. So Ethan now works directly under her for that role of billing. Okay, go ahead.
So for UR, any time we get a request for a new client, when they submit their information, they have to verify their insurance. They have to see if their insurance is actually valid. They have to see if we're in network. They have to determine co-pays based on the insurance. They go, if the client needs self-pay, then they send out the information for self-pay. So they actually are our backbone as far as keeping us being able to get our money from insurance.
Mm-hmm. And this is just a question. Is it important that we know if these are U.S. citizens or foreign nationals?
No.
Okay. So if we have to, we can communicate with them in either if we need to, basically. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Like,
you just have to understand the time difference.
Just
understand the time difference. That's all you got to know.
So the reason I'm asking it is because I wouldn't know if Cass is right down the street or 1,000 miles away. So I can call her at my 8 o'clock in the morning, which would probably be later if it's a Philippine.
Yeah, she would answer because they literally they go by our time. We don't go by their time. They go by our time. So if you call her at 8 o'clock,
okay, I got it.
It's overnight for them, but they're at work. Basically, our entire staff works overnight.
Good. That's great.
Yeah,
that's a good move. So anybody got any questions other than what I just asked, or anything else need to be brought out under this report? Basically, I see you doing Kayla doing 112 clients, you doing 83, and Ashley did 64 right before she resigned. That was pretty good. So that's a lot of clients a month. That's quite a bit. So that's 195. That's 258. 258 meetings or sessions. 258 sessions a year. I mean a month.
It's actually starting to pick up a lot. We don't even look at each other's calendars. I know for my calendar, I am booked solid for the next few days, all the way up until Saturday. So we're working currently we're working 6 days a week.
Okay. So is 258, that's 70% of the month. Your expectation or your goals would be what, 310 a month? I mean, where do you want to be? I guess that's what I'm asking. What's comfort? What's the comfort zone?
Probably about 300. is our comfort zone. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So with and 300 with what three what do you call them LMSWs?
Yeah, with 3 therapists, it would help.
Therapists, you should run around 300.
Yeah, we should.
And forced therapists would be just that much better, right? And they
Yeah.
come in, they work based on the clients they serve.
We work
I
based
mean,
on
they get
clients.
paid based on the clients.
Yeah, you get paid per client. You don't get paid for no shows or late cancels. You don't get paid. You get paid for completed sessions.
Okay, and that's with documentation.
That includes your document.
Okay, and the other question would be: is that after the let's say if it's Medicaid approval, or do
No,
the
Medicaid is not quick. So no, they get paid. They get paid per session, whether or not we have gotten that check from Medicaid.
okay? So
Medicaid takes what 14 to 21 days actually to reimburse us. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, like with the new administration, it's kind of like ebbing and flowing as far as Medicaid goes. It's like one day we're here, one day we're not. So we don't know how that's going to affect us per se with our Medicaid clients. Because as of right now, there is an injunction so that people can get their Medicaid again. We don't know what the ruling
Well,
is.
he just rescinded that today.
So, so today he took his meds, so we get to have Medicaid again. So, but that's something that I will have to take. I will have to keep an eye on as far as risk so that we don't jeopardize us because our clients are directly affected and we just can't abruptly stop seeing a client because of their inability to pay.
Right. Understood.
So I have to make sure that we're in compliance.
Okay. Being that in your new position as a risk manager, that means you can probably say, hey, our number one concern for the month of February is this. I know you got 99 concerns, but is there a number one that we should know about, or everything is a major concern? I know everything is, but I'm just saying, is there something we could be privy to that can be fixed?
The only thing, honestly and truly, right now, because I haven't been able to do a deep dive just yet, but we need to make sure that we adhere to our own policies. That's the one thing that we have to make sure that we follow, because that's going to be the difference between us being able to continue or us having to pay something back because we didn't follow something. We need to make sure. That's why we implemented the onboarding, so that we are upfront, ask your questions. So we need to make sure that we follow our policies. If we need to amend the policy, then we need to have a conversation, and we need to have a conversation with you guys to say, hey, we're going to amend this policy and this is the reason. Like, those policies will not be touched unless I know that they have been touched.
Okay. So I got two more questions. This question is, I'd say, at what percentage are you with the policies in where they should be? You're like 80%, almost.
Oh, our policies are me, Kayla, and Ethan wrote the policies. We're done. We are done. We have everything done. It's just a matter of going back through now that everybody's gotten their roles. I have to make sure that it's reflected and everybody's roles has changed. And that's one of the things that's on my to-do list, is making sure that what we have going now is reflected. So I'm going to have to go in and amend what it looks like right now, so that everything is congruent. What you got, Kayla?
I was just going to say, in that space of what Tish was talking about with all of our policies, she's 100,000% correct. The three of us went through and we were very detailed, line item by line item, but it's also important to recognize that when you're doing multiple roles, it's hard to remember 125 policies every time something happens. When you have 30 things happening and you're doing sessions and it's like, oh, wait, yeah, I did write about that. And so consistently what has happened and what has led to the development of Tish's role is that we wrote these policies. They're phenomenal. They're great. They align with what we're doing. An incident will happen. We will address it at that moment and we will do what seems to be best in that moment. And then because Lord knows they're good with some screenshots, that one of our admin team will come with a screenshot saying, oh, but wait, you said this, and we've already implemented a decision. And then we look bad because we're like, oh crap, well, we should have done this. X1, 2, 3. So that's really what has led into Tish going into this role, is for her to be the gatekeeper of the rules. And like that way they stay at the forefront. So when something does happen, it's not a continuous like back and forth. Does anybody remember? It's a, hey, what does risk say according to our policies? And then it's according to policy, which creates a better streamline for us when it comes to challenges that have happened with clients, with employees, with everything. We're creating a better streamlined process to prevent any more just kind of like he said, she said.
Okay. I also heard you say you had over 100 different requirements in your policy book, right?
I would say it probably is, because this policy procedure and everything, it goes from the second you pick up the phone and talk to us all the way through submissions, through it, like it's literally every step of this business, a policy of every single step. So like if you were to come in today and you don't know anything about how we operate, we could give this document to you and you would have to read it for a few days, but you could literally be like, okay, the phone's ringing, I'm supposed to say this. Like that's how detailed we've made this, with scripts and everything included. That's why it's so hard to remember at the drop of a hat.
And you have to also understand that this covers multiple states. It covers Texas, it covers Oklahoma, it covers Louisiana. We have to include what, their bylaws that they dictate us as far as what we can and cannot do, who can and cannot practice, and what they say within our guidelines. So we had to include all of that in here to make sure that we stay in compliance with those, which we have to add. I think Kayla's got some more. So that also has to be amended to add those states to make sure we stay in compliance.
Because you just got Virginia and Colorado, right?
So those two have to be added. Like she said, it's really hard to get that done while I'm seeing 8 clients a day and having to do notes. And
right.
I can imagine how big the books are for each state.
Well, and that's one thing, like going into the same space that we're talking now, is what I went to the training in Oklahoma about supervision. That's another thing she's going to be working on, is just like, what are the guidelines and the risk associated with doing supervision for people getting their clinical hours and what have you. That's a horse of another color. But every state has different rules for supervision. And so, and it also requires a written contract for every person that is under supervision. And so one of the areas that me and Tish have kind of dibble dabbled in the conversation is, how is that going to look with like them getting paid, them not getting paid, them paying us? Because typically you pay for supervision, but every state has different rules when it comes to how you pay for supervision, how you can supervise, how you can document all of that. So that's another piece that Tish is going to be working on and focusing on. So as we continue to grow, her role is integral for us to be able to continue to function and not just be doing shit just to be doing shit, but to really be doing things like in a structured guideline way. And having her sit there, like I've told her, she's one person who can tell me no and doesn't give a shit about telling me no. And so she gets the rules and I come with the ideas and I'm like, okay, I want to do this. And she's like, but the rules say this. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I just kind of calm my idea down. So it allows more space for me to be the idea person and grow while I still have my lasso here saying like, sit your ass down. We ain't doing this. So that balance is what's needed for us to be structured in our growth. Okay.
And last question for you, Tish. You still gonna be a member of the board, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I guess.
Good. Yeah, absolutely. I don't want you to go. And then I want to get Kayla, could you tell us what you've been up to as a CEO?
Nothing.
Driving me crazy.
Yep.
I know you've been traveling though. That's what
yes.
I mean, where have you been going to?
Went to Colorado to do the stuff for the license. Went to Oklahoma to do the supervision training so we can get my two objectives for doing the training in Oklahoma. One, we paid for it, and so I was going to get my money's worth. That doesn't really count, but it does. Is one, Oklahoma is a hard nut to crack, and Tish said that in the very beginning when we got our license, because they are very much like, we're friends, we're family, we love each other, you know me and I know you, and we're not physically in Oklahoma to create those dynamics. So going to this did create an opportunity to connect with other professionals so they can know who we are. And in this space, I was one of 3 Black people. So they were very happy to see another Black clinical social worker, to the point that even some of them were really happy to be able to say, like, I have a Black student who is looking for a clinical social worker. So like, I'd love to be able to recommend them to you, things of that nature. So that was one big reason for going to that. The other one is obviously clinical supervision, to be able to have people to come onto our team who are supervised for them to get their clinical license, but they are able to see clients in Oklahoma, which will expand our reach and increase our revenue. So with that, our goal is to create a additional solid stream of revenue through 2025, not only having revenue from our therapy services and the different states that we're getting paid from insurances, but we also want to incorporate more cash pay clients. But we also want to get that second stream of revenue coming in, which is from clinical supervision. So as the months progress and I continue to meet certain expectations per state, I will be going, I'm going to Louisiana in March to do their supervision class. And so then we will be supervising for the state of Louisiana as well. Texas, I will be cleared in March to be a supervisor. So like, as these states clear for supervision, that's another stream of income for the business. I also have, I did a little book here. It's on Amazon, $20. It's a business strategy workbook. And then me and Tish actually worked on a book. We collabed on a book together, a workbook, because we have some really great ideas when we're in session of like homework and assignments and worksheets and things that we tell clients to do. And then we get off and we're just like, I'm done for the day. And we don't remember them. So we decided to put them all together. And again, our admin team has been phenomenal at creating this really beautiful book that is just a culmination of me and Tish's brain, and not just like our resting brain, but our active brain in sessions. So what I do is I send them my recording and I'm like, hey, take that homework assignment out of that and then turn it into something, or either we'll send them a bullet point thing of the homework assignment and they've turned it into a book. So the goal is for that book to be published February 1st, at the latest February 14th. So again, another revenue stream coming out for the business. I don't have anything else. I think that's it.
All right, Darren, have any questions about anything?
No, sir.
All right, Mr. Sugar Ray, are you available yet?
Yeah, I'm available.
Okay, so go ahead and just kind of talk to us about what you've been working on over the last month.
So I did have a chance to talk with the marketing team. The VAs are amazing. The last meeting that we had actually started very late. I was on the meeting for about 15 minutes. They showed after I sent Ms. Kayla a text about it. Then they sent me a meeting request later. It was like 30 minutes in, and I jumped on that meeting. Looks like the results that they are achieving in terms of social media growth are phenomenal. In terms of other things are phenomenal. We did have a discussion actually about the book, and that's where there was a slight disagreement, and that came because now you're in my wheelhouse of how to market and how to strategize a book, and I was kind of blindsided on that part. But in terms of actual marketing, like I said, they're doing a phenomenal job. There are some other ideas, and I'll bring it to you all. One of the things that you mentioned to build awareness, and I mentioned this to them, was to interview or have a few people that are clients that are agreeing to be visible, um, and just kind of share their stories. Maybe not their full stories, but their interactions with Helen's project. Kind of like if you've ever seen a St. Jude's commercial, you'll notice that there's this there's this there's this family that is saying, oh my God, thanks to St. Jude, my kid is still here. We've been part of the St. Jude's family for however long. That was the idea that went off to the marketing team. How it was conveyed, I'm not 100% sure, but it's just, and find a videographer that can just record some of those videos, put some B-roll in there. Once you have the B-roll in there, that starts to help building the awareness, because it sounds like the brand is about helping people, and people don't buy facts, they buy stories. People don't donate to we've helped so many people. They want to know the stories behind what's going on. And so that was part of the concept. The video will not be $1,000 project. You can probably find somebody to do it anywhere from 150 to 500. I said 1,000, being if you're getting one of the best of the best, then you're looking at 1,000 to $1,500 video. Um, but that's the marketing. Like I said, the marketing VAs have been doing phenomenal. Some of the, I think there may be a conflict of interest on the book side. I'll stay out of that one. And then when it comes down to the ideas, I did share a few ideas with them, in terms of things that would help to build awareness, for Helen's project, so that the donations won't be as difficult, um, and it'll add to, just like you said, the popcorn. It'll add value, because people, once they start seeing, oh my God, they've been doing this work for a minute. Now
Mm.
you have social proof that gives credibility, and credibility equals results.
I like that social proof. That's a good one. Okay, so with the videos and testimonials of clients that are more clients of Helen's project, I'm thinking, to me that just sounds like, I don't know if I would want to people to know that I got a mental issue. I'm just throwing that out there as something I would just think right off the bat. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, no, and it makes perfect sense, and that's why I said it doesn't have to be somebody stating specifically, I came to Helen's project because my mental issue is fill in the blank, and Helen's project did this. But it can be, I came to Helen's project because I was having a few issues. I wanted to talk some things out, and if you look at what is it, it's BetterHelp. BetterHelp has a commercial out there right now. It's a young African American or African lady, and she said, I needed help. I needed help with mental clarity. I needed help with focus. I was overthinking things, and I went to BetterHelp. I found a good counselor, and because of it, and she gives her results.
Mhm.
So that's the type of commercial that connects to people. You want to be able to connect to people on an emotional level. Once you connect with them on an emotional level, that builds awareness. And as you're building awareness, just like if I share a video with you because it connected with me, man, look at this father that, um he's raising his kids by himself, right? And it tugs at your emotional heartstrings. Well, guess what? You're gonna share it with Darren. Darren's gonna share it with Kayla. Kayla's gonna share it with somebody else. That's what you're looking for, is that type of effect.
Okay. So do you have like a projection or something that's in the wind that's supposed to be occurring, or that you're thinking that you're gonna bring out, so we all, I mean, so it'll show some results of our marketing strategy.
I can get with the marketing team.
Mhm.
It's a once a month meeting every, I think it's the third Thursday of the month that we meet. So the next meeting is not until next month, unless I call something with them. Um,
'Cause right now they'll be doing as much as they can. I'm thinking in the marketing department, and it'll be important that you are aware of what many of the things that they do, and that way, if you think the board needs to be discussing some issues that the marketing team is doing, that we need to probably put that on the agenda for our next meeting. That way,
yeah,
you'll be familiar with everything that the marketing team is doing. And
I'll be
you know,
happy to. Like
and
I said,
I can understand that there being a language barrier as well, because I've talked to some of the individuals, but some of them command English better than most of us, being from Ohio and other places like Mississippi. Uh, we they command the language pretty well, but others don't. So I could see a language barrier in some cases where it's not easy for us to have those conversations. But
no,
huh?
there was no there was no language barrier
Okay, good,
on
good.
the meeting. It was a communication issue. Like I
Okay,
said, like I said, it was a it was a late it was a late show, and then for
mhm.
whatever reason, there was there was something that came
So
out,
y'all
and
lost 30 minutes right off the bat.
yeah, we lost 30 minutes, and I gave that time immediately. Like I said before, just because life has been happening, that was the reason that I wasn't present. Now I'm present, and so I don't have a problem meeting with the marketing team
With the team.
if that's what
Well,
you all
you should be involved. You
uh
should be. I mean, you can contact them, I guess, in my opinion, when you feel like it, and find out what they're doing or how your input could help. And you guys just have, like you said, you're going to be doing your meetings once a month or once every other month. So I would encourage you to keep doing it. And if you need support on it, let me know. I can come to the meeting with you, and we can see how it goes and go from there. But
yeah
anything in closing on your report?
nah I will see, like the next marketing meeting was actually canceled due to a shift in position.
Hmm.
So I don't have one on the calendar, but if you give me the point of contact for for the marketing team, I'll be happy
Oh,
to share some expertise. I got
okay,
I got 15 years in entrepreneurship under my belt, so
okay,
I'll be happy to help.
all right. Thank you so much.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, we're getting close to our 1 hour meeting, so I'm going to just run down the last few things on the agenda, and if I go off track, y'all can pull me to the side, and or just tell me to stop. New vision for Helen's project. It's a total reconstruction of the infrastructure, and as you know, we're assigning new people to new positions to operate within Helen's project. And basically, she's breaking up. The CEO is breaking up the responsibilities and not leaving all these responsibilities under one umbrella. But they're still under Helen's project, but they're individuals taking responsibility for particular actions. Like on Tish's report, she talked about human resource, risk management. What is that one? Lead for receptions, marketing, billing, and lead for utilization review. So all those are different areas that were pretty much working almost together, and it kind of got convoluted. So now they're being separated. So it'll be a whole new party going forward. The Kayla, the CEO's job, in my opinion, is we're only going to be here another 5 minutes or less. The CEO's job is to be out there doing exactly what she's doing, traveling to different states, different meetings, finding out more information about how we can be more professional and be more connected with different agencies in different states. So I commend her for hitting the road and getting out there doing what she's doing. And she's pulling back from being that active social worker individual dealing with clients. But until we get the right LMSW people in place, she's going to be involved in clients. But I can see her role as eventually not being involved with clients, but being involved with the operation of her company. The other thing is recruiting for the board. As you can see, we're tight. We need some more board members. So if you can and get somebody that's interested in community service, it would be appreciated, and invite them to our next meeting. That would be greatly appreciated. And for me, every question I ask is, how can I help Hallam's Project to be better? I think that's all of our goals, and we should all be asking ourselves those questions. The popcorn drive, we talked about that. And then the other thing we mentioned with a few people a while ago is a board retreat. And we were talking about doing a board retreat somewhere in Texas, probably before the summer. So look forward to that. And in closing, I'd like the vice president, second vice, to take us on out of the meeting. And if anybody else has anything to say, just show your hand and let us know that you got something to say. But Mr. Vice President, can you take us to close?
Well, my closing comment is thank you, Sugar Ray, for that briefing. I agree with what you said about the video and that making people feel good. If you can make them feel a certain kind of way, they'd probably be more reluctant to support. Because I tell you, those St. Jude commercials with the Shriners Hospital, even though I wouldn't support that hospital, that's exactly what he's talking about. Those little kids in the wheelchair and things like that. So I'm glad you was finally able to get on it. And another thing is this. I don't care what department it is or anything. You're going to have hiccups in things. And nothing's going to go perfect, right? So whatever the situations that come up, let's learn from them and let's move forward. And as you say, stay professional and move forward.
What you said, stay
I
professional.
appreciate you. I appreciate because myself, you, Mr. Smith, and Sugar Ray, we still around here, and the others that were here are gone. So at least we care enough to still be here and give our time, if nothing else.
Along with one or two people that couldn't make it.
Yeah, them too. But I'm just saying, I meant collectively as the board is what it is right now.
Yeah.
All
right. So did you pick a new date, or are you going to send that out later? New meeting date.
I guess we'll send it out. We already selected the meeting dates. They were in the email.
Okay.
Those meeting dates have already been set. We missed one because we missed it last week on this one. Mm-hmm. Because the link didn't go out, but the meeting dates are already set for the next, I think, till June or July.
Okay, so I'll get with you and we'll make that happen. We'll get it out.
Go back to your email.
I said I'll get with you and we'll make it happen.
Yes, sir.
Now, emails, I got 25,000, so I don't want to look at all of them.
Oh, okay. No problem, right. Mr. President.
Huh?
No problem.
All right, thank you. CEO, last comment if you have anything. If no
comment.
Okay, so with that, thank you guys for participating in Hallam's Project board meeting. Our next board meeting is what month, Mr. Darren?
We'll have to look at
Oh,
that.
I
We'll
shouldn't
send it
call
out.
you by your name because
Yeah.
Robert's
It's in the
Rule of
email,
Order
but I got to look at it. I know we set the board meeting. I think it was every other month. So if we meeting in January right now, then the next one's supposed to be February. It's going to be in March.
Okay.
But I will resend that email out to the whole board as soon as we get off of here. The previous one that was sent.
All right. With that, the meeting is adjourned at 8:05. Thank you so much for being here and appreciate you guys.